So in your journey, what were some of the things that, prior to finding this process of success, like what was holding you back?
Um, when I Probably the biggest thing that was holding me back in my relationship was our conflict. My
Mm.
wife and I, we just fight like cats and dogs. When obviously we ended up in divorce. We didn't know how to work together, okay, and our way of communicating didn't work. The ways how she communicated when she was triggered me. So
Oh,
then I get triggered and I trigger her. And so it was a vicious cycle. So that was one of the things that was a real big problem. And learning how not to do that to each other was huge. Another thing that when we were trying to restore our relationship, I remember praying to God and said, Lord, what do I do? She's everything I asked for. You gave me everything I want. And now she's gone. And basically what he said to me, Sherman, you need to learn to understand your wife. Understanding each other is huge. Okay. We think we know what the other person think or is doing, but we really don't. So learning to understand has been a process. It's been an educational process for me. Learning to understand her helped me to understand her needs and helped me to understand what she needed. Okay. And the last thing is that I'd say that kind of held back was when we were trying to restore a relationship, all I kept on hearing was what was wrong with me.
wow.
You need to fix this. Everything was wrong with me. Now, that wasn't what she was trying to say. She was trying to say, we need help. But I hear a lot in her communication, she talked about what was wrong with me. So what I'm hearing is, and a lot of men go through this, they feel like I'm the problem. So they're not willing to go counseling because, okay, so I'm going to go counseling so you and this counselor can beat up on me. So most men are not motivated to go get counseling or coaching or whatever because they have a sense that it's about sides, and the person's going to take side against me. And the truth be told, we know we have problems. So, it's like no one wants to sign up to go to a bash party, right? And for me, I didn't want to go to counseling, and I remember talking to the Lord about this. I mean, I was not going to go to counseling until she said she needed help. And the day she says, I need help with this because this is not working. I need help. I'm like, okay, that's a cue. So, and we went, and it was great. It was what we needed. It wasn't perfect, because the first session we met, he says, you guys got about a 1% chance.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah, my wife she was practically like, I don't like him. But what I saw was he was basically saying, for this to be successful, it's going to be on you guys. You're going to have to work at this. This is not going to come based on what I tell you. It's not, in other words, basically, that was his disclaimer. This is not my fault if it doesn't work. You're going to have to put in the work.
Mm.
So, I mean, we did. We put in the work and we started learning and growing, and it was great. And it still is great. I mean, it's the best relationship I've ever had. It's getting better every day. But then we're still growing. We're still learning. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we got it all down. We don't. And as far as I know about relationship, we'll be working on this till we leave this earth.
I think that's a fair point. Like, in general, people will set goals and go, when I reach that goal, that's it. And it's like, no, you're constantly going to be growing and evolving. So to recognize that in relationship is so important. And I'm glad you're spreading that message.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't think of the fact that, who you were at 25 is not who you are at 30 or who
Yeah.
you are at 35. Life changes. Life is constantly changing. And it's the very thing we're afraid. We're all afraid of change, but change is the one constant you have until you die. It's always changing. So people think, oh, she's always going to be. No, I mean, he's going to change, she's going to change, and you have to be growing. And get this, there's circumstances that's going to come up that you didn't have planned on, you didn't know. So all these things are happening. And I've found that once you learn how to work together, that's where it's the significance comes because then you can manage the turmoil, the situations, Because as things come up, you're going to have to be facing different things every day, different circumstances. And the problem people have is if you don't have a way of working together, then every time something comes up, it riles up the argument, the fuss, the issues, and it just kind of makes things worse. Yeah.
Oh, that's an incredible point.
Thank you.